Hey everyone, it's me, Carla, with www.intuitivesparks.com. You can find me on Facebook as well with Intuitive Sparks with Carla, as well as my YouTube channel, Intuitive Sparks with Carla. I'm here tonight, part 6, telling you about my journey into the supernatural with God. What am I? Seer, psychic, medium, prophet. How do we come to put a name or label on ourselves? So I've been telling you my journey from start to present, and we're on part 6 now. And the part 5, I left off with where I had been. I had the dreams, the good dreams, bad dreams, and I had started on my journey researching YouTube and all that, learning things. And I was telling you about a few groups that I had entered into. Some of the groups that I entered into, I did not tell you the names of them, but you can go to Facebook and search for Psychic Mediumship Development, per se. Hint, hint, is the name of a group, which is an excellent, excellent group. But in these groups, we learn to share and help each other with the gifts that we already knew we had. And by doing this, I began to blossom, reawaken, if you may. I began to open up. And there is one thing which I was getting to earlier in part 5, and I got sidetracked telling another story. But there was one lady, and I will never forget this, and I will never forget what she told me. She said that when you are trying to connect with spirit and trying to hear spirit, and you shut your eyes and you clear your mind, that it is the most very simplest thought that you get. The first thought you get. The most simplest thought. And I thought, oh my God, is it that easy? So I tried it out. I thought, okay, I'm going to test this out. And I tried it out because in these groups, we would practice on each other. And we would try to connect with each other's loved ones who had passed. And I thought, there is no way it can be this easy. I mean, just to go with your most simplest thought, your intuition, your gut, your higher self. And so I tried it. And when I tried it for that very first time, and I trusted it, I connected. Because the lady that was asking to hear from her loved one, I shut my eyes and I looked at that loved one. I looked at that lady's energy and I looked at that loved one's picture. And I just so connected. And I just listened to what she had told me, to my most first thought. And I didn't judge myself. I just went with it. And I was 100% spot on that. Well, not 100%, 90%, not 100%. We're never 100% spot on. And I thought to myself, wow, no way. But I learned in these groups that I was in that our ego can overstep our higher self. And our ego, a lot of people think, well, ego is like somebody being too preppy, too prissy, thinking they're too big for their britches. Yes, that is ego. But ego, when it comes to psychic or spiritual development, mediumship development, ego is edging God out to me. God is within us. You know, I'm a believer in God. So, and to each their own. It could be your own spiritual person. I'm not trying to convert anybody, but I'm a believer in God. And ego is edging God out. EGO, edging God out. And so God has always said that He is within us and He will lead the way if we open ourselves and our heart to Him. That we will have everlasting life. That anything Jesus could do, we can do greater. And so when you open yourself up and you believe fully that you can do that, then you've got it. But when you let your mind step in and you second guess yourself, or you have doubts, or you're judgmental, that's called ego, edging God out. And that's when you're pushing back what God is naturally trying to give you. Spirit, a connection with a past loved one to a loved one now, a connection with something that you need to know, or of a future event or a past event, anything God sends you. If you let ego get in the way, you're edging God out. And when I realized that and totally felt it and connected with it, I knew I was on my way. And it just started going off like fireworks. It opened up for me. Like, it's just unreal. So when I realized this and I just accepted it and I took it in and I trusted God and I did not let ego get in my way. And every time somebody asked me because I was all about these groups, I was trying to learn and build myself. I was building my faith. I was doing everything I could, because I can tell you, I grew up going to church. I was brought up Southern Baptist Christian. I grew up going to church, and I learned so much more in these groups about God than I ever learned about God in church. Because learning about God in church, it was so restricted because we were not really taught every single thing that the Bible meant. Oh my gosh. And I don't even want to go into that now, but if anybody wants to question me on that, I'm ready to go, ready to prove myself. So let's go. But I want to talk to you about how it opened me up to just so much more than I could have ever imagined. It opened me up. God opened me up to all the gifts that He has bestowed upon all of us. And do not think that because all of these things, prophecies and all of that happened back many years ago, that it can't happen now, because it does. It does. So I was on my journey. You guys, and I was trusting in God. Ego was not stepping in on me, and I started giving readings. And I started trying to help people. I was in these groups. We were helping each other. In these groups, we practiced with each other, and we would help each other. And we would let people come in and post a picture, and they would be asking for help, longing to hear words from a loved one, or, anything. And it started getting stronger and stronger and stronger for me. And I was like, wow. I mean, it was growing rapidly, and I was like, oh gosh, I am on such a mission now, and it really put me into a momentum where I was just like, I just want to save the world. I want to do everything I can to help everybody. I want to do everything to help everybody. And this is part 6 of my story. I hope you'll stay tuned to part 7. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night. I will try to make sure that it doesn't take me a week to get the next part started. Thank you so much. Love and light.